Jordan Schultz on the herd with some of the sleepers that he likes in this upcoming draft.
Braylon Allen, running back out of Wisconsin. Now, he's working out with Derrick Henry in Dallas. He's an absolute horse. 20 years old, youngest player in the draft. He's got something to him. 5.4 yards per carry each of the last 2 years. Jalen Polk. I had a personnel executive tell me this is Puka Nacua of this year's draft.
Yep, he's really, now he got overshadowed by Rome Odunze.
Of course.
And he was a 2 to a 3 in that draft, but he is I've seen him live. Clever, yards after the catch guy.
Physical, great hands, yak, had 9 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. He is a really good player. I don't think he's getting out of the second round. Eric All Jr., Iowa tight end, transfer from Michigan. Not great stats. 6'4", 250, similar build as George Kittle. We know about Iowa tight ends. Kittle, Laporta, Dallas Clark, Noah Fant. List goes on and on.
They all block.
They all block, and they all catch.
With that, let's welcome in Jared Mueller from Dogs by Nature. Jared, we'll dive into the receivers. There are still a lot of what the Browns do is going to be really interesting. And nobody has any idea at this point.
Nobody has any idea. It's the fun part of this year's draft is that after the first, 5 to 10, you really are looking at kind of flavor of ice cream do you like kind of thing, all the way maybe through somewhere in the 60th pick. Now, there might be some players a little higher on certain boards and those kind of things, but this is where the draft gets really interesting this year because some years you're 20, 25 players, and then there's a big drop-off. This year there was kind of a drop-off really early, and then it's kind of third round is kind of where there's kind of that next kind of shelf. So a lot of really interesting prospects. I will say I appreciate what Jordan shared there. I'm always cautious of trying to find the next anyone because then you start to kind of find and see the things you want to see to find the next Puka Nacua, or even to look at the side of the helmet to decide how good a tight end is. It's so easy to do, and there are some reasons to do it when it comes to understanding how they're trained. And, Alabama oftentimes really kind of gets everything out of their players, so they don't have much more of a ceiling, those kind of things. But I'm a little cautious on some of the other stuff.
Yeah, and again, it's the Browns could trade up, they could trade down, they could make their pick at 54. I don't think they probably know. There's probably 2 or 3 guys that if they slide a little, they may try to trade up and get, and if 3 or 4 others aren't there, they may trade back.
Yeah, Barry is not someone who gets kind of stuck on anything. He's really looking at the right fit, the right value, and even the idea that, the 6th receiver isn't as valuable as the 3rd or 4th defensive tackle, defensive end, those kind of things. So even if it's more talented, value starts to play a role as well for the team 2024, 2025, 2026.